Matt Episcopo in studio. Matt worked with the Madison County Sheriff's Department. And is that right? That's where
right.
you were. And you dealt in interrogation. When somebody came in, you'd look him in the eye. You'd ask him a question. Which is why when we, I don't know if you know, but Stephen Avery's been calling us left
I heard
and
that
right.
on the way in.
Yeah. It's
really
100%
amazing.
real. Right? Wink, wink.
Look at him in the eye when you're saying that.
But I got to tell you, though, that that interrogation was despicable.
It was.
I mean, I don't know that we can say that this guy did it or didn't do it. There's an awful lot of there's a pretty big cloud over his head when you think about it.
Mm-hmm.
But, is it possible that he was set up? All these things are possible. But take all that away. The interrogation of that young kid was despicable.
Yeah, I would use that as a training film to show in the academy exactly what not to do.
And yet they defend it. They defend the trial. They defend everything. And it just doesn't make
A lot
any...
of egos in the way there.
A lot of egos in the way, yeah. And people's lives, which is the sad thing.
Unfortunately.
So we were just talking now, without bringing on the deal that I was in the middle of, I was sitting at a table, and somebody asked me a question, and I felt like I was being honest, but it was a difficult question. So I looked down, I looked to the side, which I think I kind of do anyway. Maybe I'm just uncomfortable looking in the eye, right? I mean, that doesn't make me a liar. It just makes me, I'm uncomfortable. And then I start hyper-focusing on it,
Right.
and I'm looking at your pupil, and it's like really weird. So I'll look away. I look up, I look away. Now, notice how you're becoming self-conscious of looking in the eye now.
Yeah.
Right? When you're thinking about it.
Right. When you're talking with someone, usually it's 60% in the eyes, but it's a triangle in your face, and it goes from the nose to the mouth to the eyes, and your eyes are scanning the face. But if someone's focused on your eyes, it gets creepy.
It gets creepy and uncomfortable.
That's right.
And for that reason, I think I looked away. And it wasn't uncomfortable, but I was answering honestly. But it wasn't the answer that person wanted to hear. And I tend to be a person that tries to appease until I get angry.
Right.
And then I'm a giant jerk. And that, right, Andrew, right?
Yeah, I've seen it firsthand.
Yeah. So, and I don't mean to be that way, but it's probably a flaw in my personality where you build up. You build up and you build up, and then you let loose. That's something you shouldn't do.
But
so,
you have the gift of being able to speak your mind when it's, I wish sometimes that I was able to do that. I mean, if you've got a problem with somebody and you've got a point where you can't take it anymore, you will say it to the person.
You have to. Or I talk about them on the radio. I mean, that really helps.
Whatever
3
gets it
hours
out,
of therapy every morning. I love it. So anyway, I looked away, and they called me on it, and they said, "Listen, I saw you look away. You're lying."
It's because they don't
But
understand this.
I wasn't lying. I really was not lying. I was uncomfortable telling something that I didn't have the answer that they wanted.
That's
But
right.
I thought we could get there. I really felt we could get there, but I didn't have the answer at that point, so I looked away.
Right.
And however, I look at my kids and I ask a question, and I can almost tell you when those eyes shift to the right, there's something going on there, and we use that as parents, right? Don't we? We kind of
Absolutely.
Even Jeff, his kid's not even a year old. He's using it.
You're lying.
Enough already.
When you were telling me the story of looking down, the person that you were talking with completely doesn't understand this. It's not that someone looks away that they're lying. It's where are they looking, and that tells you where they're getting the information from, and that's what's useful in the conversation.
Yeah. So, what can you teach us? How can we use this strategy?
Absolutely, I'd love to do this.
We want to do a little lie detector thing going on right now?
Sure, absolutely. Yeah. So let me set it up for you first. Basically, what we're doing is we're using a form of NLP, neuro-linguistic programming. That's just your eye movements. That's all it is.
All right.
So the simplistic version of this is your eyes will access the data banks in your brain, so it's telling me where you're getting the information from. So to make it really easy, when you're looking at somebody, if you were to draw a line straight down their face, if it's to your right, they're recalling information. So remember, right recall, the R right recall.
And I seem to see people do this. I think I do it myself. When you're trying to think of something, you look a certain way.
Right. And their whole body may go that way as well.
So you said if they're looking to their right.
Your Right. When you're looking at them, if their eyes are going to your right, they're recalling information.
Okay. Okay.
Right recall, left
So going
construction.
to your right.
Yes.
Okay.
When you're looking at someone, I just remember right recall.
Okay.
If they're going to my left-hand side, it's construction.
They're making it up.
That's right.
They're making it up.
And it could be reasons for that.
Yeah.
That's the thing you have to ask is why are they making something up? Now, when people talk...
I look to my right a lot. I make crap up all day long.
And it's like when people...
Hey, when you have an answer for everything, you've got to be making something up at some point.
Right.
Right?
And to your defense, you're on the fly in real time. So you have to grab bits and pieces here. So and it doesn't mean you're lying. It means you're trying to fill those gaps in.
Sometimes I feel like for 100 times a morning, there is a crossroads. And you're either going to go right, you're going to go left, and you always don't go the right way. But that's all morning long. That's what we kind of deal with.
Sure.
So there's a lot of shifty eyes in this room.
No doubt.
And I was going to say, too, if you look at the way the room's constructed, when you go to Christine, you go for facts and information.
That's
when
right.
you're looking at me, you're like, we've got to fill 5 minutes here.
Right.
Let's come up with something.
Give me some BS, Jeff. Here we go. Come on.
You got to switch their positions.
Yeah, well,
so when you're looking at them, one's over
mess
here.
me all up. So construction, if they are looking to your left.
Your left, construction.
And recollection
is the right.
Okay, interesting.
And then more interesting is it's kind of like a family talk radio. Everyone has different modalities, 3 different modalities. So there's audio, which is upper. I'm sorry, visual, which is upper, audio, which is in the middle, and
so visual. When you're trying to picture something, you look up.
Up. That's correct.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So visualization is up, audio is to the middle, and your feelings and emotions down.
Ah, isn't that very weird?
So it is very
But
weird
it's
because I
weird.
don't think
It's
I
real.
ever look to the left because I kind of tilt my head to this way when I'm just standing.
Yeah.
So like this is unnatural for me, and I usually look this way. So I must always be lying.
Well,
So you think?
And the
We'll
thing
see.
Is,
We'll see,
too, it's
okay.
not necessarily.
Oh,
Are you
he's got
telling yourself the truth, Christine? That is really the big question. Are you
Look,
being
Steven.
truthful to yourself?
Look, Stephen.
What you're saying, though, too, is it's not necessarily. It could be a turning of the body or the head, but it's the way the eye darts to
right.
look for
That's right.
mentally in your brain to look for that information.
That's right.
okay, so I want to give you someone who I won't mention that I know that has, to me, some issues of insecurity.
Okay.
You add insecurity to this, and it really changes things a little bit, doesn't it? Or am I wrong?
I guess it would depend on the question.
And what I'm saying is that somebody who has a very difficult time looking someone in the eye, no matter what, you could even not ask a question, and you make eye contact with that person, they feel
Intimidated.
You bring up a
intimidated.
very good point because when you're talking with someone, we do what's called norming them. So during building rapport phase, you find out what is normal for them. What are their mannerisms? An interesting thing is if you're starting to see someone that's constructing all the time, find out if they're left-handed. Lefties have an opposite reaction.
Okay.
Oh, I was going to ask right hand, left hand if that has.
So are you a lefty?
I was born lefty and trained to be a righty.
So that's interesting.
Sometimes I still, well, you can see, sometimes I still do left.
So when you were saying I'm keep going this way, construction,
Okay.
that lefty could be coming out in you. So that's important to know.
Interesting.
Wow.
I'm going to break. We're going to come back and let's
Take
do the.
that, Stephen Avery.
Let's
This is
do the
good.
test when we come back. Let's let's test somebody when we come right back. And the book again. Give it a little plug for your
Absolutely.
book that is out.
So
right
if
now.
anyone wants to follow along, they can go to theupperhandbook.com, and I'll have a free training video for them, exactly what we're talking about today, and the PDF that we're going to be using in studio, absolutely free.
I do want to give you a little update here. He needs to take a bus, Julie says. We're talking about from last hour, Stefan. Stefan Rabitsky is doing very well. He is going to college now. He's staying out of trouble.
If I can tell you as well, I ran into him doing some shopping on Super Bowl Sunday, and he said it was cold. He said, "Hey Jeff, if you're going that way, can you drop me off at church?" And that was where I took him.
Very nice to
for-
church.
to church.
I got to tell you, he's on his way to his 11th associate's degree, and I'm very proud.
Now, was he looking to the left or to the right when he asked you to take him to church?
I couldn't tell you.
Oh, I'm sure he went to church.
I think he was looking up actually. I'm
But I
quite
want
a
to
bit
say
taller than him.
that Julie says he needs to take a bus. He needed to ride this morning to school. He's calling us, the taxi service. But I do want to say that Ray Fansett out there, who is always there to give, and he sent money towards the water drive and all of that, toy drive. Ray said, I know his brother. I know who Stefan is. I'm going to go pick him up. And I just received a text message from, yes, Stefan has my, I hear from him often. Bill Ray picked me up in his 2016 new pickup truck. Thank you for the help, and have a good day.
That's very nice.
So, Ray,
Nice.
thank you for going out there and helping him this morning. You realize that means we'll be getting a call tomorrow. Quick break, 8:22 at WIBX.